In this video, I'm taking on one of the most popular maps in Geoguessr, a community world, and I'm going to see how many countries I can get in a row without moving. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Geoguessr YouTube channel where, like I said, today I'm taking on the Community World Challenge. I'm going to try and do a country streak. It's something I haven't done very much on this channel, something I haven't done in a while, so hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of video. And a quick reminder before we get into it to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. We're at about 20 subscribers now. I know that sounds like such a small number, but I really appreciate the support that you guys have been giving me. So without further ado, let's get into this. We're going to make a challenge link for everyone. We're going to copy that link and we're going to paste it over here. And here we go. So like I said, no moving. I just want to see how many countries I can get in a row because, you know, I feel like that's a fun challenge and it's something to really get my, Geoguessr juices flowing, right? Geoguessr juices flowing, I should say. I guess Geoguessr juices too, but anyway. We'll get into this first round and immediately this looks like the UK to me. Yeah, I mean, there's English everywhere. We're driving on the left. We have white front license plates with yellow rear license plates. And we have brick architecture. Everything here points to it being the UK. This is pretty easy. And today, I'm not really going to try too much to pinpoint the locations, especially since I'm not moving. But yeah, I mean, this to me feels like the UK. And as long as I get the country right, I'm pretty happy. It definitely doesn't feel like Scotland or anything. I feel like this is... I don't know, somewhere like Birmingham, Manchester, somewhere in the center here. I'm going to hedge my bets. We're going to go Birmingham, and we're going to see how we do. Nice, we were in Bedford. Oh, it said Bedford over on the other, one of the signs there. But hey, I didn't know where Bedford was. I don't know if I would have found it, but 1 for 1. Great start to the video. If you guys notice, I'm a little congested today. I actually got COVID for the first time ever. Tested positive yesterday, and I feel really good, which is why I'm recording. But I thought, you know, what better way to spend these couple days trying to recover from this than to play a bit of Geoguessr, and why not record it at the same time? So this round is a bit interesting. So, you know, a lot of Geoguessr pros look at polls, and that's a big meta for them. And I've been trying to study them in my free time. This one I'm not familiar with, though, so I was a little confused. I see this tuk-tuk here. This flag, it kind of looks like a Romanian flag. Obviously, that's not where we are. Skin tone of these people make me think somewhere in Southeast Asia. But there's one thing here that confirmed where I was. And sometimes you can look at the Google car. There's no real Google car coverage here. But it was this sign. And it was the language on this sign. And this is something that a lot of you guys, if you're not sure about which country you're in, the language can really help. Even if you don't know it off by heart, you can zoom in. If you roughly know the region, you can look at the different languages, the different areas, and try and match it up. And so this, to me, I thought... You know, it kind of feels like a Southeast Asian language, but it doesn't look Thai or Cambodian to me. And if you come in here and you compare that language there to the language in Cambodia, you can see it really doesn't match up. The letters, the characters are not the same. And same thing with Thai. It really doesn't match up. So I thought then we might be in Sri Lanka because the curvature on these characters is very interesting. Now, the problem is Sri Lanka, you can't really see a lot of places where they write... with these characters in Google Maps. They just use the Latin alphabet to write a lot of the locations on Google Maps. But as a lot of you probably know, this kind of language here, you can see this in India too. I think is it Tamil? I'm not really sure, but you can see this language here in South India looks a lot more similar to this language here. And even though Sri Lanka, as you can see, it only uses Latin letters, they use these same characters in Sri Lanka. So you could find out just by inspection. It's not Thailand. It's not Cambodia. So my guess is Sri Lanka. I know India has some coverage now too. I mean, I guess it's possible it's India. 'Cause I don't really know my Indian coverage. I know that's a fairly new country on Geoguessr, one I haven't studied, but I'm familiar with Sri Lanka, so I'm just going to guess in there and see if I'm right. And we were just outside of Colombo, Sri Jayawardhanapura, which is technically the capital, even it's kind of within Colombo, but hey, we got the country right. We're at 2 in a row. It's not bad. I want to see if I can get... I want to start with 5, and if we get 5, we can then move on from there. Now, this one looks to be a little more difficult. We have a white Google car, and when we look at the language... see, look. The people look very similar to last round, but the language is different. And if you look at this language, this reminds me a lot of Bangla or Bengali. If we zoom into Bangladesh here, this looks almost identical, see? The problem is northern India has language very similar to this. And that's where I'm getting a bit of a problem. Now, I'm used to seeing Bangladesh on Google Street View a lot more, and I know India is not nearly as common as Bangladesh. But when it comes to this here, like I said, I haven't really studied India at all, so I don't know what Indian coverage looks like. However, to me, just looking at the color schemes here, this looks like a Bangladesh flag. You see green and red. This could be the red circle in the middle of the Bangladesh flag with the dark green on the outside. So I think Bangladesh is a good guess. I've never seen this white Google car in Bangladesh. Someone who's much more experienced at the game can definitely tell me where it's found, but I seem to be pretty confident now. Like, I'm going to guess a little south of the capital, Dhaka, maybe somewhere here. Pretty central in Bangladesh, but I'm pretty confident I got the country right, so let's see. It was a bit southwest near Khulna, but hey, 3 countries in a row. Yeah, you can see we were pretty close to the Indian border here. Kolkata has a very similar language to Bangladesh as well, so I'm glad we got 3 in a row. Let's keep this streak rolling. I mean, the first 3 were fairly easy, although Sri Lanka and Bangladesh almost tripped me up. But anyway, we'll move on, and we'll see what we got in this round. Okay, so this is interesting. What do I think? Okay, well, my first reaction when I saw this is I thought it looked Eastern European or Russian. But I was also looking at this road. I assume this is a one-way. Yeah, we have a do not enter sign here. So this is a large one-way street because it looked like we were driving on the left, but we are not. We are driving on the right side of the road. We have these old concrete, almost Soviet style. Oh, is that a flag? Probably not, but because it kind of looked like the Transnistrian flag, but I don't think we're there. Well, they don't have Google coverage, so. But then the next thing I looked at was the license plates and the cars. You can see this car here feels very Soviet, feels very old, and on every license plate, wait. This license plate here has blue on top, yellow on bottom, and a lot of you I'm sure know that the flag with blue on top, yellow on bottom is Ukraine, and that would fit. That would fit this Eastern European Soviet vibe I have with this little sticker on the license plate. I believe Ukrainian plates do have that blue and yellow on their plates. The thing is, I can't see it on any other plate. Maybe this one? I can't really tell. But Ukraine seems to make sense to me. Now, I know usually in Ukraine you get a red Google car, and we don't seem to have that here. But an Eastern European vibe with this insanely beautiful Toyota Camry. Obviously, we have Cyrillic letters here. I think Ukraine is a good bet just because of this license plate that I saw. Maybe it's a traveling car that is in Russia. I don't know. We got some blue and yellow here too. I mean, I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but I think the signs point to Ukraine, just a few little hints. As for how the actual city feels itself, that's something I'm not very good at yet. One thing I'm not good at is determining Ukraine from Russia just by the landscape and by the architecture, except for maybe some parts out more east in Russia. But I think this is Ukraine. I'm going to guess near Poltava here. Maybe near Kharkiv, because it feels pretty Russian to me. But I think it's Ukraine, and we'll give it a guess. Oh, we were in Odessa. Oh, okay. I didn't realize. It didn't feel very coastal to me, but clearly my feel is not going super well for these games. All the same, though, I'm pretty happy with getting the country right again. Maybe I should have hedged a little more central, but we're 4 for 4. That is an awesome start and way better than I ever expected. And I was about to say that it's going to end, but I don't think it is. So this round is very interesting. There looks to be almost no clues here. We have a blue Google card because I think this is Generation 4 camera coverage. That's something I haven't explained too much, camera coverage in my videos. It's something that a lot of pros have much better videos on, but you can tell based on the way the blur looks around the car, the way the sun looks, which generation of Google camera they're using. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to the one thing that I think is solidifying my guess. The problem is, I kind of forget. So there's some issues here. This pole here, nothing really special about it except for the base of it. This yellow and black striped wrap around the base of the pole. Now, there are 3 countries in Asia that do this. Not this specific type. They use 3 different types of striping at the bottom of their pole that's yellow and black. Japan does it, South Korea does it, and Taiwan does it. The problem is determining which of the 3. I believe Japan's is different. I think in Japan, when you have the yellow and black striping, it's vertical stripes. It's a little small band with some vertical yellow and black stripes. So I don't think it's Japan, and yeah, we can tell it's not low camera. If you remember in my previous videos, if the camera feels a little bit lower because of some privacy laws in Japan, Switzerland, and sometimes in Taiwan, the camera is a little lower, and you can usually tell if you're used to seeing it. This doesn't look like low camera to me, so I don't think we're in Japan. Which brings us down to Taiwan and South Korea. The problem again is determining which one of the 2. And that's something I'm not very good at. I know the difference. I know in one of them, these stripes go all the way to the bottom of the pole, and in the other one, the stripes only go to, not quite the bottom. The issue is I don't remember which is which. So this is sort of a toss-up to me. I think this is either Taiwan or South Korea. And I mean, if I were to guess, I would say probably Taiwan, but I really, really don't know, guys. This might be the end of the streak right off the bat. If I was a little more experienced at Geoguessr and I remembered my metas for these stripes, maybe I would get a better, maybe I would know for sure. And also, it's entirely possible that this isn't either of these countries, and I'm just completely messing everything up, but I feel alright about Taiwan. I think this feels okay. I know South Korea usually has more like fall, winter coverage, but this kind of does look like, but I'm going to go Taiwan. I'm going to stick with my gut. That's what I thought right away, and we're going to see. It was Taiwan. Awesome. We are 5 for 5, so I did remember it correctly. I was really, really worried that I was going to mess that up. But hey, we went 5 for 5 on the first seed with a score of 22,500 on Community World without moving. I mean, really our worst guess here was in Ukraine, and if I'd hedged more towards the center, this would have easily been a 23,000 plus game. I'm very happy about that. Now, obviously, it helped that we had 3 very small countries, and my guess in the UK was good. But still, 22,500 for no moving on Community World. I'm pretty pleased with that. So let's take a look at the game breakdown. Yeah, so 50 seconds, 2 minutes. The longest it took me was that last round to determine, but no, I'm quite happy with that. So let's go again. Let's go again. Let's try Community World one more time. We'll make sure we get the challenge link for you guys again. See how you guys compare to my score. We're going to paste that over here, and we are ready to go for a second time. Can we go 10 for 10? I mean, if the streak keeps going, I'm just going to keep recording, right? That's, I mean, why not? Now, this round... Oh, no. Okay, so this is much more difficult. Oh, gosh. So this feels somewhere in the Middle East, I would say. These hills are very, very interesting. I'm confused. Yellow outer road lines I know are found... I saw a Rainbolt video just earlier where he was talking about the yellow outer road lines are found a little more in Israel, but I saw another Israel tip saying that they often have like white and black stripings on the bottom of their poles, but I don't see that anywhere here. Which makes me wonder, could this be the UAE as well? And we have these black and white striped sign right here. Is that Arabic? Because if that is Arabic, then we can't be in Israel, because Israel uses Hebrew exclusively on their signage, as far as I'm aware. Of course, other than the Gaza Strip, which is really Palestine. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah. So Arabic is used in Palestine, so that's possible as well. It could be Jordan as well. Oh, with these mountains, though, like these huge mountains. I'm inclined to guess it's the United Arab Emirates, actually. I don't know where... Oh, there's some big mountains out here by Fujairah. Like, could I be over here somewhere? I mean, this wouldn't be ridiculous, because I think that looks like Arabic to me. It's very far away. Oh, no. White Google car. These mountains are crazy. This road is crazy. I don't know. I think I'm going to guess somewhere out here, just in the middle of the UAE mountains. And I think we're just going to pray that we're right. Well, it could be up here as well, I suppose. Wait, what direction is the road going? I mean, I might as well take a look, right? The road is going very much northwest-southeast. Northwest-southeast, and to the southeast, we have an exit that branches off to the west-ish, to the southwest. So northwest-southeast, I mean, there are mountains up here, right? Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on up here. I mean, it could be somewhere like in here. I don't know. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I think this is probably a decent guess somewhere out here in the UAE. It could be Israel, it could be Jordan, but I'm going to go with my gut. It was the UAE. It was southern UAE. Oh, a really interesting location. I didn't know they had coverage all the way down here, right next to the Oman border. That is really interesting. But hey, we got the country right again. 6 for 6. I'm really impressed with myself on that round, actually, because I was ready to guess Israel until I saw what I thought looked like Arabic in the distance. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Now, let's take a look here. Rue Estrée Blanche. I don't know what Estrée means, but Blanche means white. But obviously, Rue is road in French. And we have a yellow license plate. Rappel, Yield Sarline Frère. Guys, I have an idea about this one. Ooh, we might be able to get a very close guess here. So, here's my idea. The French obviously indicated that we're probably in France or near France. This says pour la France. Okay, so I guess we are in France. So my guess is actually going to be wrong. I saw a yellow rear license plate parked in this house, and France doesn't do that. But you know who does? Luxembourg does. Luxembourg does that for all their cars. But then I see this, and it says Pour la France. So now I'm a little confused, because I thought this was probably Luxembourg, although the coverage looks very new, and I don't know if Luxembourg has new coverage like this. All the same, I guess we just gotta look for this place called Rombly in France, maybe near the Luxembourg border. I feel like we have to be kind of near Luxembourg, right? Because of that yellow plate. Oh no, Longwy, that's pretty close. Not really. I'm not gonna spend too much time looking here. I mean, I could spend all my time looking for this small town called Rombly. I'm not gonna do that. Actually, what I will do is I'll check Luxembourg for that town, because if I can see it in Luxembourg, then I can guess there. I'm starting to think that this really is not Luxembourg, just because that statue said Pour la France, for France. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that we're just not in Luxembourg, even though we have a yellow plate. These plates here are not yellow; these are all white. It said Pour la France. We see French, very flat. Northeastern France makes sense here, near Verdun, Nantes. Yeah, we're going to guess up here. Somewhere northeastern France, probably close to Luxembourg. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, we were up way up north in France. There's Rombly. Would have never found that. You can't even see it at this zoom level. But we got the country right. I thought we'd be near Luxembourg. We were not. We were very north in France, near Dunkirk and Calais. But, hey, we're continuing this crazy country streak. I mean, Community World is not an easy map, and I think we're doing pretty well. However, I think it ends here. This kind of coverage is what kills me in maps like this. There's just nothing. There's just nothing to go off of here. A very blue Google car. That's very bright. I don't know if I've seen a Google car with a blue that bright before. This little thing here. Red, white, red. That looks like the Austrian flag. Right? Like red with white and red. Could that mean we're in Austria? Does the landscape make sense for Austria? I mean, I will say that, you know, there's if you watch some Geoguessr pros, they talk a lot about, oh, if you're in the forest, just go Slovenia. Right? Slovenia has a lot of forest coverage. And, of course, Slovenia bears a lot of similarities to Austria. They border each other. They use the same style of bollard on the side of the road. So, could we be in Austria with this little thing here? Now, it's very possible this thing is just something someone hung on their gate. And it's just not anywhere near. And this road is very interesting. I mean, it doesn't look like typical Austrian coverage, that's for sure. Let's take a look at this pole in the distance. Can't really tell anything from that. Guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to get any more hints from this. I think I just got to basically go in with my gut here and guess Austria. Even though I thought it looked Slovenian, maybe I'll guess like southern Austria. Somewhere around here. Some small little road. I'm banking it all on this. And regardless of what country it is, I'm going to keep this in mind in case I see it again. Again, it just looks like the Austrian flag. I don't know if it's common. I don't know if that's just a one-off thing. But we're going to go for it. Nope. It was France. It was France again. Yeah, guys, I don't think I'm ever guessing that correctly, unfortunately. Some road in the middle of nowhere. There were probably some hints that better Geoguessrs or Geoguessr players would have picked up on. And like I said, it didn't look like typical Austria or Slovenia. That was a tough round, no moving. Unfortunately, it ends the streak at 8. But 8 is not a bad streak, I don't think, for the first video. So let's just play out the last round. Let's see what we get. Could we have made it to 10 if we had guessed France right there? Wow, this is very, very interesting. What am I looking at? What is this? This doesn't look familiar to me at all. Whoa. This is one of the coolest landscapes I've ever seen. Are these rice fields? I assume so. Wow. Okay, well, I don't know where this is. I kind of want to know where this is, though. I see some blue roofs, some red roofs. I mean, we see some buildings with some spires in the distance. We see, like, little tuk-tuks, which makes me think we're in Asia somewhere. I've never seen a landscape that looks like this. This is phenomenal. I mean, the streak is over. I feel like it's somewhere in here. I don't think, like, Korea or like, Japan, any of those would use little things like this. I mean, is it ever India or Bangladesh? I mean, I guess it's possible. Could it be Bhutan? I don't think it's Bhutan. I don't think Bhutan has coverage like this. I'm going to guess India. I mean, I know India has some crazy coverage. Like I said, India's a place I haven't studied a lot. It'd be cool if it was here, so let's just go for it. No, that was Taiwan. That was Taiwan. We got to take a look at this, guys. Taiwan has beautiful, beautiful coverage like this. Was there anything I could have used to guess that correctly? I'm sure there are things here that that you guys would have noticed. I guess maybe this truck doesn't look Indian. And also, they're driving on the right side of the road. Oh my gosh. They're not driving on the left. India drives on the left side of the road. But I mean, it looks like a little small road, so who really knows? I mean, you could be driving on either side. But wow, guys. This coverage is some of the most beautiful I've ever seen. So even though the streak ends and we didn't get that country right, this is a phenomenal location. All right, well, hey, I'm cool with that. Oh, wait, there's one more round. So my streak actually ended at 7, not 8. Oh, well, that's fine. I maybe could have gotten that because I know what this round is. We're taking a trip around Asia here right now. This is Japan. You remember earlier, well, Matsuke sounds very Japanese. Remember earlier I said that Japan has these small little bands with white or yellow and black stripes vertically at the bottom of their poles? This is what I was talking about. A very similar pole to the one we saw in Taiwan earlier, but with vertical stripes. And we can also see the camera is very low. We're almost at the level of this little cinder block. The language, this looks very Japanese. Japanese is interesting because it has, I forget what they're called, but there's sort of an old style and new style. The old style looks a lot more like Mandarin. The new style is a lot more shortened, little concise symbols like this, whereas this here is more of the old style that looks closer to Mandarin, even though they're definitely very different. But yeah, this is definitely Japan. This interesting concrete architecture makes me think maybe Okinawa, but I made the mistake in one of my previous videos not guessing in Okinawa in my Urban World video. But, I'm just going to guess mainland Japan because I'm not confident enough. This house looks very, very mainland Japan. Let's just go southern Japan and let's see what we get. It was just in Saijo, in southern Japan. Pretty good guess all the same. So that round or that game was not nearly as good. I guessed India on Taiwan and I guessed Austria on France. But all the same, I don't mind that. I mean, we got 7 countries in a row, and we got 8 out of 10 countries correct. So I'm pretty happy all the same. I think you guys would be, I think a lot of you probably will have beaten me, especially on this one here, especially on that Taiwan round where maybe some of you are more familiar with that coverage, but all the same, I'm pretty happy with my performance. And what we're going to do to top off this video, we're at 22 minutes. We're going to do a speed round, as we like to do here on the channel. A little speed round where we're going to go, let's do 30 seconds per round. See if we can, we'll make it a challenge to do 30 seconds per round on Community World, no moving. See if we can get a few countries in a row correct. If we can go 5 for 5, I would be super happy. 30 seconds, let's lock in. This immediately feels like low camera again. Could this be Japan? Could this be Taiwan? Could this be Switzerland or something? I'm not sure. This felt kind of Asian to me right off the bat. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. I don't know where I am. This feels like low camera. You can see the camera is almost at this level here. I'm going to go with Japan. Usually you can see the Google car in Japan. Maybe it's Taiwan, but these like cherry blossom trees feel very Japanese to me as well. And wow, it was right next to that last round we had in Saijo. Pretty good. Glad I got Japan. Picked up on the low camera. Picked up on the Asian vibe. That's something that I can't really explain. Something that just comes with playing a lot of Geoguessr. But anyway, it felt like Japan to me. Felt like at least Asia. Korea, Japan, Taiwan, somewhere like that. So pretty good first round. Let's move on to the next one. This feels like Switzerland. And look, we definitely have low camera again. See how low our camera view is? This says La Mos, Le CP, Col de Mos. So that sounds French to me. Switzerland, of course, has a few different languages in it. There's a small part that speaks German. Well, the 3 languages are French, German, and Romansh. But that is definitely French. So we're going to be somewhere in this part of Switzerland, probably. Somewhere like maybe down here, because it's very hilly mountains. And somewhere near Rhone. I think this is pretty good. Yeah, look at that. Very, very close. Actually, my first guess might have been a bit closer. But we were in the perfect region of Switzerland. We guessed in the right mountain range, basically. Yeah, Switzerland's interesting. You want to look at the language there for sure. German is up here in the north. Basel, Zurich, Bern. And then the west part here, Lausanne, Geneva, French. And then if you go a little southern here, as you get near Italy, this little small place here has very Italian architecture and Italian-sounding names. Bioggio, Lugano, Agno. and that would be the Italian region of Switzerland, even though it's not an official language. So, very interesting country to guess. We got 2 low camera rounds in a row, so if you guys have been watching and you could tell the low camera, that's a big step towards guessing countries right. So let's move on to the next round here. South Africa, maybe? We're driving on the left, yellow outer lines, white car. Is this ever Eswatini? I think this might be Eswatini, guys. The sun is in the north. These little wooden poles here, it feels very rural. It feels like we got lots of livestock on the side of the road. The road lines aren't as nice. I think we might be in Eswatini. This is something I'm probably going to go through in another video at some point. This could just be South Africa, but I'm going out on a limb and I'm guessing Eswatini, and I was correct. Okay, so this is something that I've practiced a lot in the past. Trying to guess the difference between Eswatini, Lesotho, and South Africa. It's very difficult, but I used to play that a lot, which is one of the reasons I was able to get the vibe of that Eswatini round. And if you notice, the camera generation has a lot to do with it. This is Generation 3 camera coverage, which, again, I am not going to explain in this video. But you can see the white car, which is common in Eswatini, but these wooden poles, just kind of low quality, just wooden poles with almost nothing on them, just a couple things sticking out at the top. Very, very common in Eswatini, more so than in South Africa. And, like, the poorly painted road lines as well, the ruts in the road. Not saying you can't find that in South Africa, but this just felt more like Eswatini to me based on the practice I did in the past. So very, very happy I got that right. Let's move on to the penultimate round of the video, round 4. Let's take a look. The plantations behind Bukit Lawang Gujung Sumalayang. So this is Indonesia or Malaysia with this type of language. We're definitely driving on the left, which also confirms that. And oh no, look there, that's a Malaysian flag. This is probably a provincial flag or something, but I think this is Malaysia. Oh, if you see this black sticker on the poles, you're always in mainland Malaysia. I'll go into that a little more, maybe down there Johor or something like that, because this kind of looks like a Singapore flag. Let's just guess somewhere southern on the peninsula. Oh, oh my goodness. How is it that in every video where I do a speed round, I do better? Maybe it's because I overthink when I'm not doing a speed round. I take my time and I overthink my guesses, but I'm doing very well. Maybe that's a state flag, I'm not sure, but let's go to this location here and let me show you guys what I meant by that black sticker. So first of all, this is the Malaysian flag. Knowing your flags really helps a lot. This here, like I said, this little crest in the top corner looked like the top left of the Singapore flag, which is why I guessed near Singapore. That's literally the only reason. Maybe that's the Johor state flag or provincial flag, I'm not sure. But the main thing that told me roughly where I was, if you see this pole here, this pole here has a little black sticker on it here. It doesn't matter what the sticker says. You can see this black sticker. This pole here also had this black sticker on the bottom of it, and I'm sure there'd be some more. Look, this one has a black sticker. This one has a black sticker. And when you see those are only found in the provincial part, or the peninsula of Malaysia. This part here, because Malaysia split up into this and this section here on Borneo. But if you see those black stickers, you're on this part of Malaysia. So that was just an insane guess. And we'll move on to the next round. The final round of the video, speed round. This is beautiful, but I don't know where I am. That's a problem. We have a black Google car. Where's the sun? I assume it's in the north. The sun is in the north. I think we might be in Peru, maybe Argentina. This kind of dry hilliness with a city down here to our southeast with a black Google car. North Argentina or South Peru. I'm going to guess Peru. I could be wrong. Let's see. It was Peru. It was Ayacucho. So the black Google car, if you guys aren't aware, is found sometimes in Peru, not as common. You get a lot of white Google car in Peru, but black Google car is mainly in Argentina and Uruguay, with sometimes in Peru, especially southern. So when I saw that round, though, and it looked really dry, hilly, with a big city, you don't see that a ton in Argentina. Not big cities within the hills while being very dry, because the dry regions of Argentina are kind of up here, but there's no real big cities along there. Mendoza could look a bit like that, but not really. There are some mountains on one side of it, but it didn't feel like Mendoza to me. I've seen Mendoza on Google coverage a lot, but it felt like this region here, North Chile, South Peru, based on the landscape, and I got it right. It was South Peru and Ayacucho, so 23,235, keeping up the trend of doing way better on the speed rounds than in the actual videos, which is kind of crazy. I'm super happy about it, and I hope you guys really enjoyed these 3 rounds of Geoguessr. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the Geogoose channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Love the support you guys are giving me, and I hope it continues long into the future. I'm Geogoose. We'll catch you in the next one.